Hey guys, how are y'all doing this morning? Welcome back to my channel. I say morning, it's morning for me. It's actually a Saturday morning and I am running a little bit late for work, but I wanted to film this video for you for a couple of reasons. One of which is I wanted to go over some of the new Laura Mercier stuff that has been launching lately. If you don't know, Laura Mercier is one of my very favorite brands. Most of the things that they launch I like. I like the aesthetic of very like you but a little bit more natural, you but bumped up a little bit. It's just, I like that aesthetic. I always have. And I feel like they have, well, hello, Crow. I feel like they have stayed true to that aesthetic, which is very important to me. So that's one of the reasons I love Laura Mercier. And another reason is because this is a collab video. And it's so special to me because I just adore the person I'm collabing with. So if you don't know Grace from Everyday Edit, I will of course put all of her information down in the description bar. But we met, per se, I want to say it was either the end of the year or the very beginning of the year. And it was me. I found her on my recommended feed. And I don't know how I have not watched her before. And I don't even know what video it was. I think it was maybe like her 2018 favorites or something. And so I watched that and I'm like, holy cow. First of all, like 75% of what this girl's talking about are my favorites. And secondly, I'm like, wow, she's just like very soothing to watch. I've talked about her before in one of my favorites videos, and her voice is just very soothing. She's very relaxing. She is very chill, for lack of a better word. Like, I felt like I was just sitting with a girlfriend talking about all of the favorites that we had come in contact with over the year, and we were just chit-chatting. And that's what YouTube should be about, in my opinion. All these production and big lights and big this and big that, like needing editors to do it, like I can't get into it. And so that like aesthetic I really connected to. So after I watched that, I basically binged watched, I don't know, like, let's just say lots of other videos of hers and just completely fell in love with her. I commented on one of her videos. She in turn watched some of mine, and the rest is history. We have just been friends ever since, and I just really adore her. I think she's very sweet. I love her makeup style. I love her recommendations. We have very different skin tones, but we can still wear some of the same stuff, which is crazy to me and I love. But it also will give you an idea how some of this stuff works on her versus me, because she is a couple shades darker than me. So if you haven't already graced Grace's channel, you like how I did that? I didn't even mean to do that. Please be sure and do that. Go subscribe to her, tell her that you came from my channel, and be the awesome subscribers that you are, because she deserves so much more. So what we decided to do was to talk about a lot of the new Laura Mercier launches. And I think the way she's doing it, and I've seen the look that she's doing, it's way cooler than the look I did, just so you know. But I think she's going through the whole get ready with me. I'm not sure. I decided to go ahead and get ready, and then I'm going to talk about the products and then cut away to me actually using them. I don't know, it's just a little bit of something different, and I feel like I've been posting a lot of full faces lately, so thought I would break it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what I have on my face, and especially the new stuff I'm going to cut away to and give you my thoughts on, and then I'll just kind of touch on what else I'm wearing of hers throughout the video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go in the order that I applied them on my face. So it just happens to be that the first thing I'm going to talk about is a fail. It's really the only fail I'm going to be talking about, and I hate to start out the video like this, but it is the first thing I put on my face. So after I had done my brows and primed my eyes, I went in with a primer per se, and this is the Sun-Kissed Veil in Riviera Sun. First of all, can we just look at this packaging? Gorgeous packaging, and it's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be from the picture online. I got this on Bloomingdale's, but I think it is since launched on Nordstrom as well, and it was on Laura Mercier's site, but it went really quick unless they restocked it. But gorgeous packaging. I mean, that just screams summer to me. Love it. And then you open it, and this is the product. Now, I don't know about you, but when I opened it, I'm like, holy cow, that's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. It's a cream product. And so I've touched it. I'm like, oh, this is so smooth. and so silky. And then I looked at my hand, I'm like, I mean, it says sun-kissed veil. It looks kind of bronzy. I'm not really seeing much. And then I swatched it on my hand, and I'm like, oh, well, that's definitely not a bronzer. Maybe it's a highlight. And then I blended it out a little bit, and I said, oh, well, where did it go? Yeah, so I'm going to cut away. I decided to use this as an actual primer because I thought, well, it's obviously not going to be a bronzer. I'm going to try to put this all over my face. Now, obviously, my skincare leaves me pretty glowy, so you're going to see that. But I wanted to show you after I put this on that there really is no difference whatsoever between my skincare side and this side that I applied this on all over with a foundation brush. I feel like there should be some kind of difference. I don't feel like I was any glowier. I don't feel like I was any bronzier. It didn't add any color. It just did not do hardly anything at all. And so that's how I used it in this video. I also used it as a cream highlight one day to see if I could get it to work better. Don't feel like it did anything for me in that way either. So unfortunately, I'm really kind of confused about this product. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be a bronzer. And then I thought, okay, it could be a highlight. On the instructions, it does say you can use it on your face and your body. So I thought, okay, well, then maybe it's more of a highlight. I just don't see it coming off. I don't see it being beneficial, honestly. And it's $48. It's gorgeous packaging, but it's not worth the $48. And I hate saying that because I love Laura Mercier, but you know I'm going to be honest with you, and I just don't get it. Like, I'm just very confused with this product. So unfortunately, that is a fail from the new summer releases. The next thing I did, I'll just kind of walk you through my face. I did use Laura Mercier foundations, and I mixed the Ultra Longwear foundation and the Flawless Lumiere because the Flawless Lumiere is a little bit dark, so I needed a little bit of a lighter color to mix in. And I will say, and I'm going to talk more about this because I think it goes back to that Veil product. I do feel like my foundation looked a little bit cakier today, especially like around this area and in between my brows than it normally does. And I can only attribute it to being what's underneath it as that being that veil. So wanted to touch on that, but I love these. I love these. I've talked about them a lot. Now, I switched over to eyes after I did concealer, and there's a few new eye products. Well, okay, so one of them's not new. One of them is new to me. And then I got two other new ones. So let's talk about first the ones that I did not use today. This one is the one that's not new, and it's the Caviar Stick in Au Naturel. If you don't know, the Caviar Stick in Copper is my favorite eyeshadow stick of all time. I have repurchased this at least 3 or 4 times. I'm about to be out of this one. And another reason I felt so connected to Grace is because she also has this as one of her favorites. I picked up the Bobbi Brown. Hold on. Here it is. This is in Copper. And I'm just going to swatch it to you so you can see the pigmentation of it and the color. I have blue eyes, and this is just the most gorgeous. Oh my goodness. It is so pretty. I wear this so much. I wear it by itself. I wear it under eyeshadows. I adore this Caviar Stick. I have other colors of the Caviar Stick, so I knew that I liked the formula. However, I don't believe that I have a matte one. So I wanted to try a matte one, and this is in the color Au Naturel. I'm sure you've seen it. It is an Au Naturel color. It's that pretty. It's almost got like a pinky mauve undertone. It reminds me a lot of, I'm not going to remember the name. It's a pink one by Bobbi Brown, but it reminds me a lot of that. It's a little less pink, but it's oh so gorgeous. It's matte. So here's what I found about this. I don't find this shows up as well on me if I've already primed my eyes. I feel like I need to put it straight on a non-primed eye for it to show up. For some reason, I don't know, I guess it mixes with the concealer that's already on my eye and it just doesn't show up as much. But if I'm wanting like a real natural look, or if I want a darker eye primer, I will use this for sure and love it. And I do want to get some of the other ones. I think there's one called Caramel. I almost got that one. I want to try that as well. This is one of the new products, and this is the Caviar Chrome Veil. So I didn't use this today because I used it in my last Playing with New Makeup video. So you can go back there and see what it looks like applying. And this is the color Gilded Fresco. I only got one color. I believe there's maybe 4 or 5 colors, maybe 4. This is like a pinky champagne color. It comes with a doe foot applicator. So this one's not a solid, it's an actual cream liquid, and that's it right there. I mean, talk about blinding, okay? So I love this one. I really do. However, when I first put it on my eyes, I was like, oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. And then when I went to buff out like the edges, it just lost a little bit of that luminosity. You know, if you can see, like I just lightly buffed it out and it picked up quite a bit of product. So what I found is that I either need to tap this on with my fingers and then let it dry, kind of put a little bit of a thicker layer on, or just be okay with it not being as crazy pigmented as it was when I applied it. And you still get a gorgeous wash of color. It's just not what you first see when you swatch it, if that makes sense. Whereas the copper, like, I could buff that out and it's still going to be as crazy pigmented and shiny as it is when I swatch it. So just keep that in mind. I do love it. I use it more as a base. I feel like if it did keep that real, like, crazy pigmentation, I would use it more on its own. But I've been using it just as a base to kind of hold on to other shadows because it does dry down really nicely and it does last a long time, which the Caviar sticks do as well. So I had no, worries about that. But just keep that in mind about the pigmentation. Now, the one that I use today is a new color from the Caviar eye color sticks, and it's called Metallic Taupe. So they came out with like some duochrome shades, some more, I think they came out with some more matte shades, and they came out with a couple of more of the like shimmer shades. So I actually freelanced for Laura Mercier a couple weeks ago, and so I was able to, it's probably like 3 weeks ago, I was able to play with some of these new shades to decide which one I actually wanted to buy. And this was my favorite of the new ones. So again, this is Metallic Taupe. It's a little bit of a misleading name because I don't find this to be taupe, really. So that's it right there. When I think of taupe, I think of like a grayish silver. I don't see, I mean, it's more of like a warm undertone. It's almost like a really pretty gold to me. But it's gorgeous nonetheless. This is the one I used on my eyes, so I either have already or I will cut off to using it. This, again, does not come off on the eyes as sparkly and shiny as it's showing on my hand. You'll see in the cutaway, it's still gorgeous. I still love it, and I would wear this on its own. It's not enough to, deter me from doing that. Today, I did use the Hidden Gems eyeshadow palette because I did want to top it with something, so I topped it with this really pretty bronzy color. And so I've used that bronze color on its own, so I can say for certain that it made that pop so much more, and it will help it stay on throughout the day. So even though today I didn't wear it on its own, I have before, and I do love the color. I love the staying power. I really do like this color. The other colors are gorgeous too, but isn't that funny? I'm taking off my things on my hand, and that copper is the only one left. I mean, it's not, and all the rest came off. I'm telling you, you can't beat the copper. It's finally budging now. And then for my crease in my eye, I just buffed a little bit of my oh-so-favorite Laura Mercier Baked Bronze. This is in the number 3. It's also what I have on as a bronzer, so I just put that Caviar stick, topped it with a little bit of shimmer shadow, and put this in the crease, and I was good to go. So again, that's what I have on as my bronzer. For my highlight, I have on my favorite Indiscretion. Talked about this countless times. Love, love, love it. And then I went into my blush. So I've talked about this blush before, but I haven't talked about this color. This color is new to me. Influencer actually sent me a box with this blush and the 2 lip products that I'm going to show you. And I was so happy and surprised because, again, I don't have this blush color. And it's their Blush Color Infusions, which I have in peach and I've talked about, but this is in the color Rosé. So if you, oh, it's such a pretty pink. I'm gonna cut away to this. Here's what I love about this. I put a lot on, so I'm just gonna tell you, y'all know I'm very heavy-handed with my blushes, but I still don't think that I was so heavy-handed that it wasn't wearable. And that's why I love these so much, because they are sheer, but they are buildable. So it's perfect if you're new to makeup, or if you're new to blush. Like you haven't really worn blush, but you want to get back into it and you don't want to get something that's going to make you look like a clown, like right off the bat. Like I have some of those blushes and I love those blushes, but you have to be very careful with them. You have to use a certain brush with them. You have to have a light hand with them. And if you're not used to using blush, that can be a little bit intimidating, especially if you put it on at first and you're like, oh my goodness, if this is what blush is going to make me look like, I'm done. Like I'm not trying it anymore. And it shouldn't be that way. And that's why I love these blushes, because really and truly, like I don't think you can overdo these. They sheer out beautifully. They buff out beautifully, because even if you do put a little bit too much on, you can take like a buffing brush, like I love so much, and just buff, and it's perfect. It leaves the perfect amount of color on your cheeks. So I love this one. I love the peach as well. I've talked about them before, but I just want to show this one because it's a new color. And that is the newest blush addition to the Laura Mercier line. Now let's go ahead and talk about lip colors. So these two products were sent to me again by Influenster in that same box. Where's the lipstick? I'm sitting here looking for it. It's right in front of my face. Okay. So this is a lip liner. I'm not a big lip liner wearer on myself, but I wanted to try this anyways because they sent it to me. And this is the Long Wear lip liner in the color Baby Lips. So that's it right there. This is their new lip liner edition. They already have some, but this is the new formula, new product. So it's a sharpened pencil. It's not a twist up. And again, this is the color Baby Lips. Now I will say, I don't feel like the color matches the lipstick they sent me, but I like it nonetheless. This is more of like it's got a good bit of peach in it, but that's the color right there. So I do apply this to my lips, and I kind of bring it a little bit inside the lip line, smudge it out, because I do feel like it helps prolong the wear. So what I've been doing is, even though I don't typically wear lip liners with lipsticks, I will use this and I'll put it all over my lips, and then I'll just put a gloss on top of it, and it makes my lip color stay on all day long. That's something you could do with any lip liner, but that's what I've been doing with this one, and it just makes the color stay on for so long. So I do like that color. I just don't think it matches the lipstick that they sent me, which is this, and this is their new Rouge Essential Silky Cream Lipstick. So it comes in very sleek packaging, does hold on to fingerprints, but it's still pretty nonetheless. Says Laura Mercier right here. You open it, it is a magnetic packaging, which is nice. And then the color they sent me was called New Preferé. I think that's what it's called. But this is the color right here. So you'll see me put it on. It's what I have on my lips. Really pretty, like mid-tone pink color. And it doesn't look bad with the liner. It's just a little bit more pink. I mean, I guess it matches okay. But that's the color right there. So see, that's the liner is a little bit warmer. And then this is a little bit more pink. Y'all know I love a good pink lip. And this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, it is a little bit darker than I typically wear, which I know probably some of you are like, what? That's not dark. But to me, it's a little bit darker. But I like it nonetheless. I did top it with a gloss because I really don't wear lipsticks without glosses. So I use the Laura Mercier Lip Glossé in Baby Doll. But you can see in the cutaway how this looks by itself. I do find these to be very long wearing. I find it to also be very comfortable. I don't find it to be really dry or make my lips look crinkly or anything like that. They have a nude natural or naturel. That's the one that I want to try next because it's more in my undertone family of the super nudes, because I need another nude lipstick in my life. I never need a nude lipstick in my life, but that's okay. It's the color that I want to try. So I have been really liking the new lip products. They also just came out with a part of the summer collection, a lip gloss, but it's also like an eye and cheek gloss as well. So they have a few, I think they have 2 colors in that, maybe 3. I don't know. I didn't get that. I was close to getting it, but I didn't. And really quickly, another lipstick that I have, it's not exactly new, but it's new to me, and I've used it in one other video, and I had to mention it because I do really like it. These are the Velour Extreme Matte Lipsticks. Again, not a fan of matte, but I love this with a gloss over it, and this is in the color Ruthless. It is a gorgeous purpley pink color, and it looks really good on the lips. So because of the formula, the stick formula, and the matte finish, these last forever, and I love that. The only thing I don't really love about this, and this is to be said about a lot of Laura Mercier products, is that they're the exact same packaging, pretty much. It's a little bit more rounded as the Caviar sticks, and so it's hard for me to kind of differentiate. Same with like the bronzer is the same packaging as the highlight. Like, I need something to differentiate, because very often I'll put the bronzer in my highlight drawer or vice versa. It's not the end of the world. I mean, come on, it's makeup. But if I had to say one thing that I wish they would change, it would be that, even though I do really like the sleek packaging. So I think that pretty much rounds out my thoughts on a lot of the new Laura Mercier line that has been launching lately. Some of this stuff is limited edition, like the Sunkissed Veil, and some of the lip glosses I mentioned, because they're in the summer collection, and some of it is just new to the permanent line. So I will link everything down below as normal as to where you can get this if you want to check it out. And again, please do not forget to check out Grace's channel and tell her that you came from mine. She is just fabulous, and I know you all will love her videos. So as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.